Welcome to the Geek Switch podcast, turning you on to everything new and nerdy. We are adults using adult language. You have been warned. This is episode 93 of the Geek Switch podcast for May 21st, 2014. I'm your host, Tony Livingston, and I'm joined by my good friends and compatriots, Luke.
Hello.
And Dante.
Hello.
And that's it. Because everyone else is busy this week with getting ready for conventions and fun vacations. But we're here soldiering on.
Hey, I'm in the middle of a fucking audit at work and my ass is here.
I know how it is.
Hey, man, I'm getting ready to move. Here I am.
Hey, just because you're going internationally.
That's a pretty good excuse, to be fair. Of all the excuses he's ever used.
But I'm still here, so, hey.
Yeah, so we got him while we can. So while we're at it, Luke, why don't you tell us what you've been up to in these last couple weeks outside of, getting all sorts of paperwork done and packing and stuff.
Yeah, aside from all of, getting ready to move. Paperwork, all great stuff. I've been playing more Final Fantasy XIV, been enjoying that. I picked up Borderlands 2 for the Vita. And I've been playing a little bit of Hearthstone because that was free. So,
how's Borderlands 2 on the Vita?
It's pretty good. The controls a little bit awkward because you have to use the back panel for melee and sprinting.
I can see that being alright.
It's not terrible. It's just
not ideal.
Not ideal.
It'd be better if there were triggers, but you can only do what you have.
Yeah. But also, it looks really good. Whatever they did to, slim it down, make it run more efficiently, was rather clever. The only one I really noticed was that instead of having corpses, pretty much every enemy explodes into a nice spew of blood. So, you don't have to them taking a prime. Yeah. But aside from that, it's Borderlands 2.
I heard they just added the patch that lets you transfer your save file over from the PS3 version. Have you tried
that? Supposed to be. I never had the PS3 version. So.
But if you would have had PlayStation Plus, it was on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
I actually had it, but I had the PC version before that.
Do I?
So I had the PC version to play that actually had progressed saves. Versus fresh.
That's my problem too. It's I have a copy sitting on my PS3, but I have a copy on my PC that I'm farther along in, and it has better graphics.
I actually just deleted it off my PS3 because I need more space to download more games.
Dude, I got a 500 gig in my PS3, so
I think mine's 250, but it's full all the time now. So I'm constantly having to delete things and make space. But as I sift through the games that I keep on the PS3 just keep getting better and better. So there's just this amazing collection of games on my PS3 now. I fucking love PlayStation Plus.
I don't have enough time to play all of them. I still have Ni no Kuni and Initial D and Tales of something.
Zillia.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on next week though.
Dude, I'm not buying any more games right now for a while, just because I
don't know how you can skip next week. Watch Dogs comes out next week.
I don't have a PS4 yet. I want to play that on PS4.
It's on PC.
Yeah, but if I get it on PC, I'm gonna have to tweak. Well, there's a neat little thing I found out how to do if you have an NVIDIA card. Mm-hmm. It unfortunately can risk your monitor if you're not careful, but it's called upscaling. So you can run a 2K resolution on a 1080p screen, which is very bizarre because the graphics load gets basically handled by the video card. So there's a couple games I've been playing like that are insane. It's I really want a 4K monitor now. I really do. I've gotten enough of a taste of higher resolution where I'm a little spoiled now. Damn.
Yeah, well, the other big game next week, of course, is Mario Kart 8.
That I will pick up because if you buy Mario Kart 8...
And you get a free game.
Yeah, that's kind of
For
a
me, it would be Pikmin 3 because it's the only game I don't have of the 3 that are available.
because you are a Nintendo fanboy.
If I was a Nintendo fanboy, I would have already had Pikmin 3. So, I think that invalidates your argument.
You're getting it.
Not entirely.
No. You have been defined as our Marvel and Nintendo fanboy.
Actually, to be fair, I didn't buy either of the other games. I borrowed New Super Mario Bros. U from a friend, so that's why I played through that. And my girlfriend bought Wii Party U, which got us an extra controller. So it was like Wii Play for the Wii U. But it's pretty good actually, as far as like being a $10 game that comes with a controller, basically. It's like a stripped down Mario Party.
Yeah.
So, it's not fun by yourself, but if you have some friends over, it's a good time. So I recommend all of them, I guess, to some extent. I'm excited to try Pikmin when I get Mario Kart, so...
Again, I have too many fucking games to play. I don't want to look at my Steam list just for the fear of what I have bought and haven't played.
I know what that's like.
That mostly because I keep playing MOBAs and free-to-play games that it's like, I have these games I've actually spent money on that I'm not playing because I'm playing this other game I'm horribly addicted to.
If you guys knew how many hours I have put into Marvel Puzzle Quest on my phone, it would sicken you.
I would shun you.
Yeah, it's bad, you guys. I can just sit there and just play it while I'm watching like shows or stuff just for hours. I have not put a single cent into the game, but I've gotten pretty far.
That's okay. I picked up Titanfall and do not currently have something that works that can run it. So.
Oh. It's very fun on 360.
That's
yeah.
I didn't think about that before I sent it to you.
Oh no! I mean, I do like. Hey man, it's an investment. It's cheap now. I'm definitely gonna get something soon that'll play it.
You know what? I said that about Tomb Raider too, and I still haven't played it.
No, you're talking about a PC version of Titanfall?
Yeah, because that was on sale. This weekend.
And didn't they just? I heard they just stripped out the capture the flag and domination modes for general stuff. Like you can still do them in private play now.
Yeah, which is kind of depressing because capture the flag is a lot of fun in that. But I guess
I wasn't a big fan of capture the flag, but domination was like the mode in that game.
But I mean, if I want to play point capture, I'm gonna go play Battlefield.
But giant Titans. Titans change how you play point domination mode.
So does having planes flying overhead, artillery fire from a C-130, and like boats driving around pelting your entire island.
Sure, and obviously they're both different experiences.
Yeah. The latest expansion they put out, the Naval Strike thing, which brought back the Titan mode from 2142, has if they would have launched that mode with Battlefield 4, it would have been amazing. It is. I want a sequel to 2142 so bad because it is by far one of the best shooters in probably the last 10 years.
And you can't play it anymore.
Online.
Ooh.
As of this week, I believe.
Unless you brought up a private server or something.
Right. I mean, you can obviously do like a LAN game still if you have some friends want to, get together, which,
well, there's
a solution for like tournaments and stuff, but they pulled a lot of online stuff, including all the Wii and DS games.
Except somebody made a private server
Right.
that they put up that actually kind of works, and it's like, oh, that's pretty smart.
Well, it works to an extent, of course. It's not going to be as fast as a bunch of Nintendo servers, theoretically. And also, it can get overloaded a lot easier than the capacity that Nintendo servers would have, so... But it's nice that it's at least available to those. I'm sure there's a few people out there who still play them.
I'm sure there's more than a few. I mean, those are still, they still have games coming out for those systems.
Well, yeah, but what online are you playing on them? Like, I don't think the Wii or the DS really ever had a huge install base of online play, but...
Yeah, it's not like the EA thing, but...
But yeah, it's still disappointing because there's great games in there like Smash Brothers Brawl, which never had good online, to be fair. But Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart 7, or not 7, but DS.
Yeah.
You know, there was some online stuff there that was worthwhile, but can't do it anymore, except on pirate servers. But let's talk about something more fun. Dante, what have you been up to this week?
I made this. Okay, so I bought a soundbar for my TV because I just recently upgraded to this nice LG 3D a couple months ago, and I gave in and bought a soundbar because let's face it, the newer TVs, the sound system that comes from is kind of crap.
Well, it depends on what you get, but unless you're going to spend a lot more money to get a TV with a nice sound system built in, generally like a normal television kind of shitty.
Yeah, I mean $300 for I ended up getting it on sale for $220. 300-watt soundbar, pretty good. But it came with 6 months of Netflix for free. So it's just like, okay, I'll subtract that from the price. Okay, that works. And unfortunately, due to some recommendations from some coworkers and some other people, I started watching Once Upon a Time, finally, and destroyed 23 episodes in a week.
Wow, I got when I tried to watch that, I got about 5 episodes in before I had problems with it.
It definitely gets a lot better towards the end of the season, and season,
yeah,
I've heard
it is very dry at the beginning.
I have other friends who watch it, and that's why I tried to watch it. I'm sure it's good. It's just it never caught me.
I don't know. I've been on such a sci-fi kick, and I just needed something different.
Some fantasy.
Yeah, and then the other fun thing is, the last episode of Gundam Unicorn came out. And the weird thing with this is the release schedule of this is they're episodes, and this is the 7th one, but they're more movies because they're about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and they've been releasing them since 2010. And the coolest thing about it is it actually wraps up 35 years of the original Gundam storyline. It affects the entire original Gundam story. And I think I can't say it without spoiling it for someone, is because
Luke, are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, totally. It sounds awesome.
And
okay.
You have to remember these are theatrical releases in Japan, and we get them on demand the same day. Because obviously we're not going to have theatrical releases here in the States for them. But I mean, they're big, they're epic, they're incredibly well animated. But it was the entire premise of the story. It really revolves around the whole premise of how the original Gundam was structured. You have the quintessential vehicle for the audience and the male character finding a robot and getting swept up into the war and the different war views. And you have a character that's kind of the ghost of one of the original characters in the way of genetics. Is he Char? Is he not Char? Which was the big baddie from the original Gundam. It's almost a full 100 years past the original show. And what you find out throughout the course of the series and what gets revealed at the end actually absolutely changes like the entire politics of the original series. And with it being the 35th anniversary of Gundam, they're doing this new series by the same animator and creator that did I can't think of the name of it. Eureka 7.
Okay, yeah.
It's the same animation creator in that, and it's see, Gundam does this alternative timeline stuff, and then they do the Universal Century timeline stuff. And then this new show, I'm thinking, is actually in the Universal Century timeline, but far enough ahead that it's under a different calendar. Because Turna Gundam, which is like hundreds of years in the future, is in that same timeline, supposedly. It's kind of like the Zelda timeline where it's all fucked up in different trees and shit.
Yeah. What was Gundam X game? Was that the Universal Century timeline?
Gundam X is alternative. It's after Colony.
Yeah, that was it.
But that I would, as soon as it hit, like it was like 10 or 11 a.m. As soon as it hit the PS3, Sony's streaming service, I'm like, $5, thank you. Sit down, watch, turn all the stereo up. It was absolutely worth it. I mean, it's taken several years to get this far, but I was very happy with it. So, saw Godzilla.
How was it?
I love all the people bitching that it's like, it's 90 minutes of humans and only 30 minutes of giant monsters. It's like, that's every Godzilla film.
Yeah. I mean, it's as long as it isn't like Cloverfield, it'll probably be okay.
It doesn't do the stupid... Actually, there's a couple scenes where the humans are talking and they'll have like a TV, and the TV will actually have the fight still going on that was on the scene before. So it transitions from like one part of the world to another, and you actually still get to see the fight that was happening a minute ago on this little TV, and it's like, oh, that's kind of funny. That's kind of screwed up. So that's how the battle ended. Oh, okay. It was a really interesting how they did the transition between the scenes, and you did not get the weird shaky cam close-up bullshit.
God, I hate that movie.
And I think they made the film a lot more... I think they made the monsters quite a bit more intelligent than I think a lot of people were expecting. Because I think people think, giant monsters, they're going to be stupid. Not really. I mean, Godzilla's incredibly intelligent. And they changed his backstory a little bit, but I think they did that several years ago in Japan, too. I'm not sure.
Probably.
He's not born of nuclear waste. He's born of... He is part of nature.
Okay.
So he's like an old, basically, dinosaur thing.
Okay.
Let's see.
I still want to see it, but...
Been playing a lot of... I've been streaming
I don't know. I've never been a huge Godzilla fan.
Been streaming a lot of Dawngate, which is the new MOBA from EA, because it's not getting a lot of attention on Twitch right now, and I think that's
I've never heard of it.
It's the tagline of the game is called "Break the Meta," and what it means is any champion shaper can basically do any role. So you can there's this weird little fuzzy nature creature, Ewok-looking thing that obviously in any other game would be a support. It would be the healer class. It would be the, hey, you go kill stuff, I'm going to help you. You can absolutely play it as a DPS and wreck people because they don't see it coming. You can have classes that normally wouldn't tank and be jungle do that. Because after you pick your champion / shaper, you actually pick what role you're going to do. Which is very different from every other MOBA where people bitch and go, I want to be this lane, I want to be that lane. So I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And then one of the main characters I play is this like grizzled old Socrates-looking guy with a giant stone arm. That his default animation for attack is a forward slap and then a backhand. So I've been labeling the streams going, Dawngate, the pimp hand is mighty. Because I've just been completely wrecking with this guy. And it's funny just to see him walk up and kill someone and go, BAM! Dead. Okay. And the other fun thing that happened just about an hour ago is I was on a different podcast. I was a guest on Talk Nerdy to Me, hosted by a guy named Michael, aka Pone Nerd Supreme on Twitter. We were talking Batman was the main subject, and I had a lot of fun. And they want to have us back apparently, so that's why I'm dedicating Tony to be the Marvel Nintendo fanboy. Because I have to label everyone. That's like, yeah, that's a good point. Our resident Japanophile is Luke.
I wouldn't say Nintendo fanboy, I'd say video game fan, but I kind of play everything.
Console fan.
That's true. You could say console fan, I suppose. Console gamer. I do not PC.
But they had an actress, I can't remember her name all of a sudden, I feel terrible. But he's a pretty damn good host, and I had a lot of fun. He said he's watched our show several times, and I got the invite last minute kind of yesterday. I was like, if I can make it, sure, I'll have fun with this. And I think he's got a pretty nice little layout.
Where can I find that show?
It is youtube.com/ It's Talk Nerdy with a 2, not a T-O. Yeah, Talk Nerdy to me, and the PW Nerd Supreme is his username. So it'd be youtube.com/that. See, the Twitter is the legal. Oh, that's one of the guys. Never mind. The Legal Geek is one of the guys he's had on before. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hope we get to do more with him, and I think we're gonna probably have him on when we get closer to doing summer movie stuff because he is a big comic book movie guy.
Yeah, I know. We definitely need to wait until obviously X-Men comes out.
That's my plan for Friday at 10 a.m. I'm waking up early on a day I don't have to work to go see a movie, which is...
You're insane.
Well, it's because the local theater I started going to, which is in the Rundown Mall, has a completely renovated AMC that has all the seating in every fucking theater is the reclining leather seats.
Yeah, that's how it is at Wood Parkway now.
Yeah, because they take it and they're like, oh, this mall is going to hell. Let's put a good AMC in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just the whole fact is like, I can reserve my seat and get the best fucking one and have it recline. It's like...
So you're getting the cheap early tickets then, huh?
Yeah, it's only like $10.
Only $10? Jesus.
For AMC, that's pretty good.
The only AMC 30 down here, because my AMC 30 up in Kansas City was my favorite one, is like $13.50 or $14.50 or something for a 3D.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the morning prices. I think it's like $5 at Wood Parkway for the morning tickets.
But that mall is also probably worse than Irving Mall. Irving Mall still has a Hot Topic and like a Fredericks of Hollywood and a Victoria's Secrets and like a Sears.
This one has a Target. I mean, it's so.
That's actually kind of sad.
It has a Five Guys.
Yeah, that's about all it has.
Once a mall goes, what do we got? We got a Walmart,
Target, and a
Target, yeah.
Five Guys. It's got a Petco. It's got an Old Navy. There's stuff. But I digress. Do you have anything else you've been up to this week?
I'm sure something. I've been, like I said, I've been major audit at work.
Sure.
I've been coming home. I've been sick for the past week, so that sucks.
I've been trying to get stuff done for school, get stuff worked out for the rest of my classes, get my major switched over. So there's been a lot of that stuff going on, filling out paperwork and waiting for things to get processed. But in my spare time, I've had some stuff that I've done, I guess. I played the rest of Infamous again. I finished my second playthrough on it and sent it back.
Oh, the new one. Okay, I was like,
yeah.
Why'd you play the old one again?
No, Second Son specifically. And yeah, it's a great game. I just wanted to finish it up again before I sent it back, and actually, because I was right before the final boss fight, basically, or the last dungeon mission, whatever you want to call it.
Thing.
Yes, last mission's probably the best word for it, yeah. But great game. The ending for the evil campaign is kind of messed up, and I won't say anything more than that.
Oh, I did have one more thing.
Go ahead.
I thankfully Robin's not here to yell at us about this.
Oh God!
I have another T-shirt idea.
Okay, what is it?
I want to have the Black Lion from Voltron and the other lions together, and have like the Black Lion smoking a cigarette in bed, and then just say Voltroning.
No.
I like.
No.
Hey, there's a rap song that says something like "Women hooking up with women is like hooking up with Voltron" or something.
We don't have the rights to Voltron. I don't know if you knew that.
But
Parody,
there's
man.
got to be a way to do. Well, no, parody, because there's all those T-shirts where people do
parody
like Star Wars stuff.
If you're selling it, I think there's still problems.
No. There's dude, go on T-Fury and like,
Shark Robot.
People do it
Shark
all the time. There's got to be some way for us to do it, and it was like, my original thought was like have the actual Voltron Force like that. I was like, no, that's kind of dirty. And
well, you're not gonna get me to buy it, but more power to you.
I mean, it doesn't even have to have like Voltroning on it. It's just like the fact that they're in bed together and screwed up. It's like, you know what? That fits our sensibility and sense of humor. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, there's so many other shirts we need to make before that one, but
Someone poke Robin with the stick and
Well, speaking of shirts, maybe we should officially announce on the podcast, since we haven't talked about it on here yet, but we have a T-shirt now that you can buy.
Well, you could buy.
Well, I think it's in production now, right? You can still buy them.
Well, okay.
Once they start making them, I think that they're still available.
Yeah, they're still available. That you can bring them back as long as there's an order of 15 total. Once it passes 15, then as many people can buy it as one. And what it was is it was more or less a real test sample for this company to see how well they came out and how well they look. And frankly, I'm going to a convention. He's going to Japan. Fury will probably be hitting up a convention, and we needed T-shirts.
We didn't need them, but we thought it'd be cool.
Branding, damn it.
Yeah.
I bought 3 personally because I think I'm going to give one away at Acon because I'm on one of the panels. And it was just, I'm really glad we got through the 10. They look badass. I mean, it's to celebrate. It's kind of nice for us to have something to celebrate our 100th episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming up too. This is 93. We got 7 more.
Yep.
We're at 100.
Yeah.
And then the show's over. So
once we get our first non-logo
scare people with that.
Once we get our first non-logo shirt, we will be opening up an online store for people to buy them, and that way they can buy them in the style they want. And they want to buy them with a pair of panties and Fury's face, and that's something we need to do.
Yes.
We just need
to.
Do we need to?
These are the biggest ridiculous grin you can make.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
we just there needs to be some kind of tagline on it, like "Get Fury" or "Pet the Fury" or
something. Stoke the Fury.
Furious.
Fast and Furious.
I don't think he would like you calling him fast.
He's not here. What's he gonna do? Listen to the podcast? Don't be ridiculous. I doubt he's listening. You know that. There's no way he's watching. He's in. Well, I can't say where. I shouldn't anyway. He's on vacation, and probably not giving a fuck at all about this right now.
No.
I hope he's enjoying himself too.
He answered his call. We should have had him just stay on the podcast from the beach and be a bastard, but
from that, we shall silently hate him.
Yeah. There you go.
Just all scowl at him, going,
"Motherfucker."
Says the guy who's going to Japan. You realize how much
Japan's not exactly like a beach.
You realize you are now my whore for sending me 7-Eleven Gundams.
No, I will totally. I think I need to open an import-export business. I've decided this. Make me a little extra money.
You think we're paying you for this? That's crazy.
You think I'm going to have money over there? With money now?
No, see, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to send him money. I'm going to find Boba Fett figures to send to him, to have him trade to people he knows has money and has a slight obsession with Boba Fett living in Japan.
Yes.
But one of the guys we know that helps book bands, Japanese bands in the U.S., dude has a massive, huge, Boba Fett hard-on.
That's the phrase actually I was going to use. Yeah.
And so there's these local toy stores that are not like vintage stock in Kansas City and Missouri. They're actually straight out just toys and vintage toys. And every time they put up this rare ass fucking Boba Fett or original one that's been boxed and all this shit, I keep sending it to him just to be like, hey, you're gonna be here in a month and you're not gonna have a fucking paycheck when you leave. So, he's a pretty cool guy, but has a weird obsession with Boba Fett. I don't know why yet. And he doesn't look like your typical geek either.
No.
He looks like a member that... He looks like... I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but someone who would follow Motley Crue around on tour.
Yeah, pretty much.
From Japan.
I'm not even sure what that person is.
I don't think you do.
I think he spends more on hair products than all 3 of us combined.
Definitely more than me.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I was gonna say you don't have long hair. I had long hair.
Does he spend money on hair products? Because probably more than me.
Mm.
Yes.
So we've done Luke. We've done.
Yes. Well,
Are we on the topics?
Well, besides no, I got.
You still have stuff. Okay,
sir. Besides Infamous, I watched a bunch of movies this last weekend. Watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I actually liked a lot. Thought it was really good. Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
The new one?
Yes.
I liked it so much more than the first one, and I actually didn't pay for my ticket because I bought the 3D copy of Amazing Spider-Man for $20 that came. So I paid $10 for both to go. But I actually enjoyed it more. I think it sets it up well for a Sinister Six movie.
Yeah.
People bitch were like, oh, they shoved too many villains into it. I was like, no, Spider-Man 3 they shoved too many villains in. This one
it's just like the same number.
But but in this one they just introduced the Rhino and kind of led into it. They did that whole to be continued kind of ending that they used to do with movies during the 90s, where it was like, obviously this is setting up for a sequel.
Yeah.
And yeah, Green Goblin was a little shoot in, but I don't think he was shoehorned in anywhere near as badly as Venom and Sandman were.
Well, and I think it was good to get him out of the way quickly because we've already spent 3 movies following his arc in the last set. We don't need to see that whole story for that long again.
Which could also set him up to be technically the Hobgoblin as well.
Well, exactly, and I think that's what they're setting him up for in the Sinister Six.
So, yeah, it's one of those...
How he looks at the end of that.
Yeah.
Oof.
No, he was fine at the end of it.
Are you sure? I thought he,
Post-credits, man. Post-credits.
What was post-credits? There was a trailer for...
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
We stayed for the whole credits, and all there was a trailer for...
I don't want to call it post-credits because in other films it would be post-credits. And the way the film ended, and then you have the Rhino thing. The Rhino thing would typically be kind of post-credits in most other films, because it's the at that point the normal movie's done. It really is. Mm-hmm. They could have ended it there, and then they did the whole "I've got to be Spider-Man again" thing.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to have to. Explain that. Well, and then you have to like spend the next part of the first part of the next movie, getting him back to being Spider-Man, and you don't want to deal with that. You just want to have him be Spider-Man at the beginning of the next movie.
Yeah, and he's a little bit older in the film now.
Yeah, and I thought, I think spoilers for a comic that came out like 70 years ago, but
no, because let's face it, there are people who have no idea what's going to happen. Those of us who've read the comic absolutely knew what was going to happen.
Hey, I had to bring it to you, but you already just spoiled a bunch of stuff for people who haven't seen it yet.
I don't think that's true, but I didn't spoil probably the biggest part of the entire fucking film.
I guess, but this is the thing for comic fans who know what is coming. And expected it through the entire first movie. It finally happens, and I thought it was pretty well done.
Yes,
but not exactly how it was in the
second film has the greatest thing that I can't wait for it to hit DVD because I want to meme the shit out of it, which is disapproving Dennis Leary. Because he plays the father of Gwen Stacy, and as the film goes, he just kind of keeps popping up in in
his subconscious,
and it's just he's disapproving every time. It's just like. Disapproving Leary.
Stop being with my daughter. Get away from her. Yeah, but I thought it was good. I don't understand why that movie is getting so much negative press and just hate from people. I've heard multiple people tell me that movie is terrible, and I don't understand why they. I think people just like to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad film. No. I don't. What is it on Rotten Tomatoes, anyways?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. Got it pulled up.
Wow. X-Men: A Future Past gets a 94 fresh.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
Ouch. 53% negative.
Yeah. See.
Wow,
For some reason, people really don't like that movie.
It's almost the same rating as Rio 2. But here's the thing, that's the critic response. The actual user rated is 72%.
That's still not great.
72% of the audience liked it? That's still a 75 almost.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I mean, but it's good. It's not great. I'm sure they would prefer it to be like 80 or 85% at least. But I don't know. I think people should give that movie a chance and go into it like with an open mind and not think that it's going to be terrible because make your own opinions. I thought it was good. Other people think it's terrible. You should decide for yourself.
It'll do well on DVD.
It's already done really well.
It has the same
theaters.
audience. Okay, it has the same audience rating as Godzilla. Critics are wrong sometimes. I'm sorry.
Sometimes.
Okay.
They're not necessarily wrong.
Yeah.
And let's face it.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I'm saying
sites like Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, I think are all sometimes negative because, let's face it, I'm not saying the entire industry is paid off, but let's face it, some reviewers are probably get taken out to conferences and shit by this theater and that theater.
Look, there's a lot of shitty things they can do, and they do to screw with scores. I'm
not gonna say that happens or anything, but even if theoretically it doesn't happen, right? Even if everyone is doing their best, people are still entitled to their own opinions here, and they're not necessarily wrong for having them. But I think on a movie like this, you can have a divided opinion where some people think it's a good movie and some people are gonna think it's not good. But I think you kind of have to go in and make draw your own conclusions about it. It's not a clear like good or bad movie. I think there are good parts of it, and there definitely are parts that are disappointing in it, but overall, I thought it was enjoyable.
All I say is, I want to see a Batman Beyond film, and I want to see a Spider-Man 2099 film.
Yes. Very much yes.
Both of those would do so well because they're so far from the source material that people are used to. That's why I think Guardians of the Galaxy is going to do so fucking well, because it is not typical Marvel.
You'll see Spider-Man 2099 before you see Batman Beyond.
Because Marvel is smart, and they'll go,
nope. Nothing to do with Marvel.
No, that's right.
Because it's Sony, and because Sony has because they only have Spider-Man, there are very, very few characters that they could ever pull, and of course they would try to get.
Do they have the rights for all Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Also, DC is really risk-averse, so risk-averse, how do we say that? So they really would be against a Batman Beyond movie.
They seem kind of putting out movie-averse most of the time. It's like, how is it taking them this long to get out, a second Man of Steel or something else in that universe, right?
Yeah.
How long do we do? I mean, we're getting Man of Steel 2 next year, and then we're going to have to wait how much longer for a Justice League movie?
Long time.
When we will have had our second Avengers movie next year? They're kind of still dropping the ball, guys.
So, yeah.
But before we can move on to talking more about that stuff, I also saw Frozen, finally.
You finally let it go.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
You know what will completely warp your view of that movie now? Go to YouTube. Not right now. No people at home. Don't go right now. And go search Frozen Censored. It just completely warp your view, because it's like, instead of do you want to build a snowman, it's do you want to bleep a snowman? And it just, it takes certain scenes completely out of context that are in that film that, until you take them out of context, you don't realize how bad they really were.
Yes. Great for unnecessary censorship.
It is so worth watching. I actually watched it before I saw Frozen, and loved it even more because I saw the movie. I was like, oh, now these jokes... It was funny to begin with, and it's like, now it makes even more sense. Yep.
But, I thought it was a good, solid Disney movie. One of the better ones in recent years for sure. Probably the best one since Mulan. My expert opinion on Disney movies. What did you guys think of it?
Haven't seen it.
Again,
Luke,
the unnecessary censorship made me enjoy it more.
Great. And then I saw Oz the Great and Powerful also.
Oh wait, the James Franco.
Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was alright. That's kind of how I felt about it. Not much to say about it, really. Other than, if you like The Wizard of Oz and you want to see a prequel to it, this one's okay. Check it out, I guess. It's kind of one of those things where if you're used to watching like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or something, you know, where they shoot everything on location, it can be kind of jarring to see everything shot on green screen and all these digital backgrounds. Very much like Alice in Wonderland that Disney put out a few years ago.
Yeah, it was very in that same vein.
Yeah, but still good. But that's pretty much all I've got. Let's jump into topics of the week. First things first, Harmonix had a Kickstarter.
It's still going on.
That's true. I think they just passed. They have like 100,000 to go still today.
Something like that.
And I think it ends this week at some point.
48 hours left-ish.
Yeah, so a couple days. If you're watching this now, or before Friday the 23rd of May this year, you should go and support that. Amplitude, of course, being a PS2 game.
I think it's actually better than Rock Band, personally, but
Well, it's very different. I mean,
it's
they obviously
techno.
have similarities, but yes. But you done? Okay.
I'm
So as
just
you
waiting
mentioned,
for
of
Luke to
course-
do something else,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, where was the bass
Like-
drop? Luke? Come on.
or the whole.
Guys, it doesn't work with the webcam lag.
Yeah, not really.
People would be like, what are they trying to do? These white boys cannot do anything.
This is why we will
but no.
never have a karaoke episode.
Right, but Amplitude, obviously, from the makers of Rock Band and Guitar Hero, Harmonix, and they are doing this Kickstarter for a PS3 and PS4 version of Amplitude. But it would be a new version. It wouldn't be like a port. It would be like a sequel, I guess, but it's not like Amplitude 2. It's Amplitude with different songs and prettier graphics.
My only fear would be that it would have a lot of dubstep.
It inevitably would.
Well, they've already announced that like Anamanaguchi's in there. They've got Insomniac is putting one of their songs in it, which they donated $7,000 to the Kickstarter to get their song in there. I think there was. I should really look up the list. That would help with this whole thing. But there's some good songs actually. You should take a look at the list that they put out, kind of promoting it. And I really hope people support it because I would love an Amplitude game on my PS4. Amplitude's awesome.
Because we got that shitty Rock Band Unplugged thing that was like the quasi.
Rock Band Unplugged was fun for what it was.
But
I mean,
it was trying to be Amplitude and it wasn't.
well, it was mirroring the same gameplay, but it was obviously very different in that it was rock music and it was taking all your stuff from the Rock Band library. So it took the gameplay of one, but not the music genre, which is why it was interesting. I think they're both good. Why do we have to say that one's better than the other? Can't they just be friends?
America.
Yeah, they're not.
That's be better.
So another next-gen console news: the Xbox One price drop happened finally
Because we knew it was going to
after
happen.
less than a year. I say finally, but it dropped the Kinect out of the box and dropped the price to $399.
Yeah, the Kinect that was absolutely needed for this new console.
Yeah.
Super needed.
I really wanted a price drop for the Xbox One. However, I still want to Kinect, so this doesn't help me at all.
Then get a cheaper Xbox, and then maybe Kinect later.
For a game that actually really needs it, because the best-selling game on the Xbox One right now doesn't use the Kinect at all. Titanfall doesn't touch the Kinect, man.
Well, yeah, but why does it need to? I mean, there's other things that the Kinect's useful for. There's voice commands.
Don't want to. No. Spying on you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you're a child and you think that Microsoft's spying on you like that, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think
for.
they care. If anyone's doing it, it's the NSA. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you're not going to stop that. They have cameras everywhere. Your underwear is made of cameras. Okay?
Fury is happy about this, I'm sure.
Yes.
Right, well, unfortunately, only
Rule 34, man.
you can access this. So, how do you think Rule 34 happens? Because there are cameras literally
we're not allowed to mention Rule 34 for the fear of it happening involving this podcast. You know that rule.
You just did it. You just did it.
Dude, we did it like 6 episodes ago, and we were supposed to not bring it back up.
Well, I'm sorry, I forgot.
So, in other Xbox One news that they kind of tried to rush out with it also, apps such as Netflix and Hulu Plus and stuff like that now no longer require gold membership.
So they're catching up to what Sony... Oh, good Casey's not here, because it's like Sony's doing right.
Here's the best part. They're catching up to Nintendo on this one.
Yeah, that's actually kind of sad.
Yeah. That's how bad it is. But at least they're doing it, right? They're also in that same process offering refunds. People who want to get their money back for their gold subscription that they bought only to use apps with. So if you only were going to use it for apps, or say you were going to only use it for apps,
I was going to say, how did they
get a prorated membership.
That?
Right. I mean, obviously they can't.
Yeah.
So if you want your money back, you can get it back.
So you should get your money back.
But then you don't get Xbox Live Gold.
Well, yeah, because I've had Xbox Live on my for the last 6 months, and I've maybe turned on my Xbox twice because I forgot to turn off auto renew. It's like, oh shit.
But Dante, if you get rid of your Xbox Live Gold, then the number next to your name resets.
What?
Don't you know that there's that number next to your gamer tag that says how many years you've had a gold subscription?
Who fucking cares?
I know, right? Some people, though. Some people.
There's also some people who have 1 million gamer points.
I believe that refund process for gold starts in June, if people are interested. They also announced changes for Xbox Live Gold in that the games that you get for free will be similar to PlayStation Plus, only available as long as you are still a gold subscriber.
And maybe they'll be good games versus the shitty ones that they were.
Right, which means that they can probably get licenses for better games. And this also coincides with them bringing that games with gold program to the Xbox One, so now you don't just get them on your 360.
So in other words, they're doing what PS4 has done really well for the past year and a half.
Right. They've basically gone... Yeah. They're basically toe-to-toe with Sony at this point, as far as pricing and stuff.
Okay, I was going to say they're not toe-to-toe. Because...
No, I'm saying as far as like matching up on price and on what their services are, they are essentially the same at this point. And that is obviously a reaction, because they're not doing super great.
Yeah.
Well, compared to Sony, at least. They are definitely selling more than the 360 sold at that point, but, if they're not winning, they're not happy. Some other couple quick announcements from them. They also announced Halo 5 Guardians for 2015, which they had already kind of announced as Halo 5 last E3, but now we have a subtitle, and we know it's coming next year now.
Yay! And then the Halo TV show, and then they're supposed to be...
Well, and then they got something this year to kind of fill in that gap, which is the Halo Master Chief Collection, which has Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 in HD for Xbox One.
But unfortunately, that is not going to have ODST, which is my
Right,
personal favorite.
because it doesn't have Master Chief.
Which is sad.
No,
because-
he's
Honestly.
in there for a cameo.
Really?
I think so.
Don't think so. I think you maybe see his helmet or something, but
No, I thought there was something about it, like, where... Because one of the missions takes place at the same time as him being in the city or something. Or...
It takes roughly place at the same time, but you don't really like interact or do anything.
It's like he's on the radio or something, isn't he?
No.
Or there's some mention
there's
of him.
mention of him, sure. I mean, people talk about him and what he's doing, but I don't think you ever see him or anything.
I
But
think so.
But yeah, that's one of the more underrated Halo games, and it was really good, especially the music and just the tone that it set. So it's kind of disappointing to see that one not coming back. But 4 games remade for the Xbox One. Theoretically, they all have some sort of online, I guess, except for maybe Halo 1, or they might use the Halo Anniversary for that. I don't know. But it's interesting. So if you want some Halo games to play on Xbox One, at least you'll have something this year.
So if I have money lying around at the end of this year, maybe.
Yeah.
PS4 first.
Because
Yeah.
you know how many people in Japan have Xbox Ones?
Like nobody.
So many, right?
So
Is it even
many.
available there yet?
I'm sure it is. It's just
I
no one
think it might
cares.
not actually be. Now I'm gonna look up when the.
You should
See
take
what I
one with you and sell it on the street.
I think actually, like, there's a Toys R Us right by that has a day one Xbox One still.
Ooh. Oh. Yeah, you don't think about going to Toys R Us for consoles.
Because they're really overpriced.
Okay, so the Xbox One will be launching in Japan on September 4th.
So yeah, you could take one with you and probably hawk it for...
No one wants it. Or anyone there that wants it has gotten one. I'm sure they could figure out a way to import it, but I don't think there's anyone like walking on the street like, oh, I need an Xbox One in Japan.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen.
They're like, oh, you mean PS4?
Wow, really, Tony? Really?
I don't speak Japanese, sorry guys.
No.
Speaking of the PS4, the new SingStar for PS4 lets you use your phone as a microphone with an app.
Yeah, so I'm going to waste the battery on my phone versus going and getting a $30 mic controller.
I don't know. I mean, if this is one of those free-to-play style like they did on the PS3, then I could see why, if you just want to download it and have some friends over and, buy a couple songs or rent something.
Scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing karaoke. What happens when you typically do karaoke as an adult? You drink.
Yes.
Do you really want to have your drunk friends holding your phone?
Well, no, you make them hold their own phone. Everyone can download the app.
Maybe they don't want to download the app. It's your system. Why do they have to download the app?
I just get the controller and save the heartache.
I've never had someone have a problem with downloading a free app on their phone when I like to play.
But clearly, you never really drank. I mean,
Yeah. Do you also want your drunk friends trying to navigate the app store drunk? I just bought Plants and Zombies. I don't know why.
I don't know.
yeah,
I think
it would take an hour if nothing
smart
else.
idea as an option because it gets more people to. I mean, you don't have to have the peripheral then. You can just on a whim decide I want to play a song here, and I can just do that without having to go out and buy something from a physical location.
Here's the awesome argument. Most people who are going to buy that game already own a mic from SingStar or own a mic from Rock Band.
But do they work on PS4?
Probably considering their normal USB mics.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not always universally compatible, especially with Sony.
Well, the original SingStar mics were Sony to begin with.
Right. But, it's an entirely different architecture that they have to work with, too, so you never know.
Bluetooth?
I think you
Still
mean
the
USB.
same. USB and Bluetooth haven't changed in a while, man.
Well, I mean, besides USB 3.0, but whatever.
Which nothing uses right now. Except hard drives.
I think, does the Xbox One use USB 3.0?
No, but expendable hard drives are coming to the Xbox One. There's enough Xbox One crap.
Let's talk about Nintendo for a minute, since we've talked about the other two.
Oh, God.
So
they're
when
not
is
doing super
Shigeru
great.
Miyamoto going to like commit seppuku?
Hopefully never. That
Because
I don't think his
anyone
breath is
exec
on.
level, any exec level right now in Nintendo has to be losing their mind.
Well, to be fair though, Nintendo has a shitload of money.
They're losing
lost.
money though.
They lost $1.5 billion, which sounds like a lot of money, and it is to most companies. But to Nintendo, who made $7 billion in 1 year with the Wii, just a few years ago, and keeps their money in the coffers, and has been doing this for many, many years, they're still fine for a good decade, probably.
But yeah, for the company not to go away, but you also still have to satisfy stockholders, and
Well,
1.6 million
Yes.
loss makes the stockholders go, he shouldn't be in running change management.
They've
New
got a
drive.
solution, though.
A new Zelda game?
Skylanders, but with Nintendo. Now,
Yeah,
hear me out.
that's-
The
that'll
Nintendo Figurine Connection, or NFC. Get it?
Near field communication?
Nintendo Figurine Collection.
Mm-hmm. That acronym's not going to be confusing as fuck.
That's the thing. But basically, it is, like I said, Skylanders with Nintendo characters. Except that, in this case, these figures could theoretically go across different, both consoles, like Skylanders does, but also across different franchises. So you could theoretically have a Mario figure that unlocks something in Smash Brothers, but also unlocks something in the next Mario game.
Let's face it, and they've actually came out and said this themselves, software sells systems. What
Mhm.
Nintendo needs, and there's big rumor, and take it with a grain of salt, is we're going to see a new Zelda at E3 this year.
Well, I mean, we know for a fact that they're developing a new Zelda. The question is, will they show it that soon?
And will it be dark, and will it be...
I don't think that they would show it at E3, though. And the reason is because they have Hyrule Warriors coming out this year with Tecmo Koei. And they don't want to have two Zelda games like that.
Yes, they do. Two Zeldas in 1 year. They already did that. That was called...
Well, no, we know Zelda's not going to come out this year. They may announce it.
But yeah, but they still did two Zeldas because that's going to be in...
Handheld one.
Yes, but at the same time, that's a different market they're aiming for. Dynasty Warrior fans is not going to necessarily be Zelda fans, and vice versa. And
I think if they're smart, what they'd be showing is a new Metroid game.
if they were smart, absolutely. But I don't think we're going to see a new Metroid game.
You know what else I think we might see?
Half-Life 3?
Don't be ridiculous.
Actually, I saw something for Mirror's Edge 2.
Half-Life 3 exclusive for Wii U.
Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious, though?
That would be the end of E3. I think the industry would implode upon itself if that happened.
That
It
would
be
be...
like, whoop, and
that would
also
be
it only supports the
genuine.
Oculus Rift. Mic drop. What? I don't even... What does that mean? How do you use the second screen? What? I don't know. Figure it out.
But no, that would be Gabe Newell just trolling the entire industry,
Yeah.
and people just like...
No, you know what would be funny?
This is why I'm not allowed to run a company, because I would fucking do it.
Yeah, you'd just be like, you know what I should do? Go sign an exclusive agreement with Nintendo. Yes.
Well, no, I didn't say an
Went
exclusive.
off.
Exclusive. You have it on PC and the Steam box, and
I want it to be. It's way funnier if they make it exclusive, though. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it would not be the best business decision.
I mean,
if you're the only
obviously they're not going to put it out for the Wii U anyway.
Mm,
It's all hypothetical.
It doesn't exist. It's a red herring. It's like the clitoris.
Right.
Okay.
That's one way to put it for sure.
Or no, wait, is that the female orgasm? I can't remember.
Nope.
What's that rain joke?
Not touching that one with a 10-foot pole right now.
That's what your girlfriend says.
I'll let you hang yourself with your own petard.
Moving on. I'm in so much trouble later.
Mario Kart TV is also coming to mobile phones.
Who cares?
It's Nintendo's first mobile app. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You can
Moving
watch recordings of Mario Kart on your phone.
Or I could go play the game when I get home. Moving
That'd be
on.
ridiculous.
Moving on.
How would you play it?
Nothing
You
to
don't
see
own a
here.
Wii U. No one owns a Wii U. Yes. Moving on to Ben Affleck. Who doesn't want to talk about Ben Affleck? He was in a bunch of movies. He was in Good Will Hunting, good one. And he's also Batman. And we finally saw a picture of him, guys.
And the nice thing is, Kevin Smith did come out, and he just was swearing up and down. It's going to be blue and gray. It's not. It's going to look better than the picture. It's Frank Miller's Batman. That's exactly what it is. It's the Frank Miller Batman, and he's going to be brutal. And Matt Damon is going to be Robin sooner or later.
I so hope Matt Damon becomes Robin. I so hope.
Tony's reaction is just like, is he serious? No.
No, but I could totally see him being Nightwing.
Actually, that's
Right.
Yeah.
That's God, that's scary.
Yeah, that could happen.
Terrible.
But I thought it looked good. I thought it was a good looking picture. I mean, he looks a little bit depressed, but I thought the suit looks cool. The bat suit, or the bat mobile looked nice. There's a train.
Yeah.
Bat train.
Bat train.
That's
and then
something they actually haven't done, have they?
That might be like the one bat device they have not done.
I'm sure there's a bat train, so let's look this up now.
The steampunk Batman would be the only time that would work.
Yeah.
Bat train. New T-shirt. No. Bat train. No,
that could be taken. Just the other ways that could be taken. It's just.
Actually, you know what? I'm starting to think about that now. That there's a distinct possibility of.
Okay, there is a bat train.
There
Definitely
it
a bat
is?
train. I don't know if you guys can see this. There is the bat train.
Oh, it's from In the Brave and the Bold, isn't it?
No, it's just from old comics.
Oh, even worse.
It's but it exists. So there you go, guys.
So,
But in other Batman news, stuff we finally got to see was Batman Arkham Knight,
Yes.
which looks very nice.
Not a lot of gameplay in that trailer, but yeah.
but I
well,
mean, it's the fact that the Batmobile
was
is going to be
engine,
an actual
though.
character. Yeah.
Which means
Yeah,
that
that's
that's
gonna be
actual
nice.
models and stuff, and it looks very nice. Like, if they can pull it off, which I think they can, looking at games like Infamous, I think that game is going to be one of the prettiest games this fall.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
You
Especially
know what?
since it's not getting ported to everything like every other game.
Yeah, that was their distinct. That was the smart thing to do. There's a Lego Bat train.
That's Lego.
Well, of course there is, because
Like it's a custom somebody did. That's actually kind of cool looking. That's kind of screwy.
Yep.
It's an interesting blog name, though. Time Travel and Rocket-Powered Apes.
All right, let's get off of the bat
That might
train.
actually make a good band name. Rocket-Powered Apes.
Let's talk. Let's finish the show as we always like to, with sad news. Because how do you want to stop?
Communion was canceled! Yes!
You're the worst. You're the worst to be excited about that. You're a terrible man. Yes, the worst thing happened. We are
No
truly in the
movie.
darkest timeline.
No movie.
It got canceled.
Joel McHale has to go back to being a douchebag.
To be fair, there is still the off chance that Hulu could pick it up, but
That's probably more
Don't
likely
hold your
than
breath.
nothing. It's absolutely.
well, the only
possible.
reason that it would be Hulu is because they have the exclusive online rights to it right now still,
Well,
because they have a
that-
deal with Sony.
they've also proven that they can pick up shows and finish seasons like Clone Wars. And the
That's
16th.
Netflix.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about Hulu.
Yeah, you're screwed. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
If it was Netflix, you were fine, but yeah.
No, Netflix isn't going to happen, unfortunately, because it's a Sony property. But yeah, we know officially that we are in the darkest timeline. A meteor will be destroying the Earth, as he pointed out in the last episode. That's canon. That's the reason that there's not another season.
Okay.
Really? That's how they ended this show?
Yeah, he said Abed says as much in the last episode. He's like, oh, and if there's not another season, that means that the world was blown up by a meteor, and that's canon because I said it in the show. And that's how it goes. So now the world's gonna end. Thanks, NBC.
Well, they fucking canceled the Carl Urban, not Carl Urban. Yeah, Carl Urban. The show with the cops.
Oh, yes.
Almost Human got canceled by Fox.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows got canceled.
Yeah, they're just like, nothing's working. Okay.
I put another couple on there because I know you at one point watched Revolution. I don't know if you still do.
Yeah, see, I can see that getting canceled. It was such a slow start.
Yeah, and I heard season 2 got better, but I never really watched it. Every time I saw a commercial for it, it looked absolutely insane.
There should have been absolutely no reason for them to cancel Almost Human because the cast was really well done. The writing was pretty damn good.
There was one reason that they canceled Almost Human.
Why?
Ratings.
But it's a Fox show.
Yeah.
Fox doesn't know how to run a show to save their fucking life.
That's not true anymore. Okay, I mean...
Oh, come on.
Dollhouse, Firefly...
Yes, you can point at things in the past, but those people who worked there at the time no longer work for the company, aren't even with Fox, people who made those decisions. The people who make Fox now actually do a lot of good stuff, and Almost Human, as
Fox
hyped as it was...
as a whole...
Yes, well, that's an entirely separate discussion from the network, but...
No, it's absolute proof that Fox is evil.
Yes, the overall organization, Fox, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch, is evil, and he is evil. However, there are small pockets of okay stuff, like FX, FXX, and the network Fox, because they are not run by crazy... conservative.
That's cable. That doesn't
jobs.
Yeah.
The network Fox is not cable, and Fox News is also cable. So then, in that case, that's irrelevant too.
No. Fox News is just a pit of hell on cable.
Yeah, but it's on cable, so you don't have to. Like,
So
not everyone
HBO.
gets it. Well, HBO's not on cable. It's HBO. It's an additional.
You have to have cable to get HBO.
Right.
Yes.
But you can't just have cable and have HBO. You have to have HBO. I hate that whole system. But you also said you started watching Once Upon a Time, and Once Upon a Time in Wonderland got canceled.
See, that doesn't surprise me so much because spin-off shows tend not to do well.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that to be a one-season thing anyway, just kind of fill the gap in between seasons and tell like a side story.
And that's the better idea for it. It shouldn't have been a continuous thing.
Yeah, they should have just planned like that from the start. Kind of like Agent Carter is going to do for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agent Carter's going to be awesome!
Yeah, that should be great.
It's a World War II espionage.
Yeah, and it's
that
only
doesn't
8
happen.
episodes.
No.
So that's awesome. That means they can tell a really good story in that amount of time and not drag it out. Because that story doesn't need to be super long.
You know what I actually found out recently that had a sequel and a spin-off that most of us have no fucking idea existed?
What?
MASH.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
There's After MASH,
After MASH.
and then there's the one about one of the doctors getting his own...
Oh, yeah. I forget what that one's called. But,
yeah, it's something
was it
blah
Klinger?
blah. No, there was another. No. After MASH had Klinger. There was supposed to be a show about
After
Radar. There was supposed to actually be a show about Radar going back to St. Louis and being a cop, and I was like, that would have been a good show. Damn it, that would have been awesome.
No, it wouldn't have. It would have been a wonderful train wreck to watch. But
No, that would have been a perfect show. Just because, do you know why I pulled you over? It's like you were speeding. How do you know? Radar.
That's why that show would have been terrible.
I so would have watched
That's
that.
the reason.
It would be perfect meme meat. Meme meat?
No.
Speed check by radar.
But I mean, there have been good spin-offs too. Like Frasier was a very long-running spin-off from Cheers.
Yeah. Except I really saw Frasier as its own show. I really did.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, the best spin-offs, kind of take on their own identity, and I think that's what. Speaking of other spin-offs, The Flash is gonna do this fall.
Arrow has been really surprising, and
I know. Don't say anything because
trailer for
my plan
Flash
is to
has
watch
been
it
pretty
this
awesome.
summer. So hopefully I can get caught up before Flash starts.
Yeah.
I want to do that, and I want to do Orphan Black. So
That's about clones.
yeah.
Eh. I'm just
Sci-fi
happy.
on the BBC, man.
I'm actually happy that they didn't cancel Continuum, because it's the only time travel show on right now, I think. And I like time
Doctor
travel.
Who, which comes back this fall.
Oh, that Doctor Who doesn't count.
Hold on.
It's not American.
Doctor Who is not just time travel. Doctor Who is time travel and space travel. It's
That doesn't
not
make
just
it not. That doesn't make it not a time travel show.
No, I did.
It's also not American.
Yes.
That-
Well, neither is Continuum.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Really?
Yeah, like the seasons premiere ahead of time on.
it's Canadian, right?
Yeah. The BBC gets them before us, before Sci-Fi.
Well,
It's above the
BBC's kind of its own thing, and you kind of have like Canadian and American, which are more closely connected.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Stargate was completely filmed in Canada. It was in Vancouver.
Yeah. So was like Psych, which is kind of weird.
Mm.
That's kind of screwy.
Yeah.
Anywho, Community's dead.
Yes, it's the saddest, darkest timeline. Also coming this summer, again, is American Ninja Warrior. I know Dante and I are fans of it.
I didn't really watch a lot of last season, but I'm hoping they'll.
Like he almost finished the last leg, of the second part of Mount Midoriyama.
Yeah, I kind of watch it where they get towards the very end, because the beginning of it's usually just kind of crap.
Yeah, but sometimes you need crap because you gotta play on your phone. You got to have something in the background.
Anywho, yeah.
So we're gonna wrap it up then.
Yep, I think we're over time, so.
All right. So if you want to find audio versions of the show, you can find them on iTunes. While you're there, we'd love it if you would review us and give us 5 stars, so more people can find out about our show and how awesome we are, and buy T-shirts and promote us other ways.
And if you love our review on Community, subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, if you love Community.
No, our view on Community.
Yes, everyone here loves Community because it was the best show.
Well,
You're a
hush,
terrible, terrible person.
That's gonna be
Google
one of our
Plus
t-shirts.
also has stuff from us, I guess, somewhere. Is it? Are they called groups on there?
Circles?
Yeah. No, Circles is like your groups of
Yeah,
friends.
that's like yours.
I don't know.
But you can find us at google.com/plusgeekswitchnet because we try to make it as complicated as possible.
Yeah, that's
if you wanna-
Google's fault. Fuck that, man.
If you want to send us emails, send us questions. We didn't read any this week because we ran short on time, but you can send them always to podcast@geekswitch.net, and we'd love to read them on the show and get feedback, especially if anyone ordered T-shirts and they want to send in pictures
Yes.
of them.
We should definitely do that, yes.
Yeah, we'd love to see you guys supporting us. If you go to like conventions wearing them or something, that'd be super cool. Get pictures with like people cosplaying. I don't know. We can post them on the site or show them on the podcast or something. So
Cosplay as Radar with a radar gun.
if you want to see old episodes of this show, I don't know why you would.
I don't know.
Or if you
No,
wanna-
I've gone through our arcade.
No, I know.
arcade
I'm just
recently.
joking. There's some good stuff.
I've been desperately trying to find the Butt Hamster episode.
Was that might have been in audio form first?
It was audio form, so yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely some of our best stuff is when we're drunk, and earlier stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Luke,
you think we don't have
Luke, when do you
filters now?
leave?
I leave like really soon, in a few weeks actually.
Is it before the next podcast?
Yes, 2 days
Okay.
before, I want to say.
Damn. I was going to
Sorry.
say, we need to do one more drinking episode before you leave.
He can have a drunk episode from Japan with the tie and everything.
Yeah, there should be, like, day drinking. It'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully we can make it work. But we'll do that soon, hopefully. Maybe next episode. We got to talk about that off camera before we make any promises. But anyway, you can always find them at youtube.com/geekswitch. If you want to find us on Twitter, I've actually been starting to post more things lately, so there might be a reason to follow me, I guess, if you want to see the dull things that I talk about, like GameCube controllers for the Wii U and Pokemon and movies. You can follow us. I'm at Tony Livingston. Luke, where are you?
I am at Final Strike.
And Dante?
I am at Kierwin, and you can also find me at Twitch, twitch.tv/Kierwin, which we completely forgot to talk about the fact that YouTube is buying twitch.tv for $1 billion.
Yeah, well, that's not confirmed.
Oh, yeah.
Not confirmed.
No, it's confirmed. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed.
Well, they're still in talks.
But still, I mean, it's going to destroy Twitch. But anyway,
we'll see. And of course, if you want to follow the website and get the latest updates when Dante decides to post them, it's at GeekSwitch.
You have privilege to do that, sir.
I don't think I have access to the Twitter account, actually.
Oh, the Twitter account. I was thinking the main page. Sorry.
No. I'm talking about the Twitter account, at GeekSwitch.
Yes.
And last but not least, there is a Facebook fan page, I'm told. It's facebook.com/geekswitch.net.
But like this video, subscribe.
Yeah.
Do this.
While you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to click the little like button. It's on the screen somewhere, probably. Here, or one of these directions. It's either up, down, left, or right from where I am. Click the one that says like, or is a thumbs up, or something.
Do it. Do it now.
Kids, just do it. And subscribe so you can see all the episodes and get the newest ones as soon as they're out. And don't forget, you can always watch us live every other Wednesday at the usual time, which is 9 Central Standard.
Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
As long as somebody isn't having technical issues.
Yes. But I think that's going to do it for us this time. Until next episode, keep it switched on.